The Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party. It is my joy as National Secretary to stand on this podium today to welcome you to a history-making event. This is the beginning of the building of a new Nigeria. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Put your hands together. Put your hands together. What we are doing today is the beginning of the move to change the status of our nation. I want to thank you for coming. My remarks are very, very simple. You are here and we are ready to make history. Once again, on behalf of the entire leadership of the Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, it is my joy to welcome you to the first National Congress of the Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party.
We'd like to welcome our national chairman at this moment, but as we know that, pro-term national chairman at this moment, and as we know that a congress is a meeting of representatives from different chapters under an initiative, and what we are here for is not totally different from that. So we'd like to welcome our pro-term national chairman to come up here. I'd like you to please help me do something from the depth of your heart. From the depth of your heart, help me put your hands together for this wonderful man, this wonderful erudite, this economist. Put your hands together. You are not doing it enough. I will mention names, so I will call chapters.
Yes.
Ondo chapter.
I see you.
Edo chapter.
You are there.
Osun chapter.
I can see you.
Are you clapping?
I can see you.
Kogi.
Hey.
Are you here?
Welcome.
Nasarawa.
Yeah.
Shawambi. A round of applause to yourselves.
Tiwa.
Thank you very much. This is our own.
This is our own.
This is what we've been waiting for years.
Tiwa.
And we are happy that it is here. If you are still happy, come on, please put your hands together for national chairman. Everybody, come on, please. Thank you very much for coming. God bless you.
Tiani.
Mr.
Tiani.
Tokwe for sure. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much. I can just speak direct. Okay. Thank you very much. I don't. ANRP.
Abundant Nigeria.
Abundant Nigeria.
This is our own.
Then when I say the next ANRP, you say renewal, renaissance, respect. ANRP.
Renewal, renaissance, respect.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That is my speech for today. Members of the Pro-Tem National Executive Committee, distinguished contestants for our national ESCO positions today, members of our great party worldwide here present, distinguished guests, observers and invitees, INEC officials, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It's okay. You can go, please. Leave it. I welcome you in my capacity as Pro-Tem National Chairman and Chief Servant of our great party, Nigeria's game changer and first force. Thank you. We are not third force to anybody. But Nigeria's first force. The Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, ANRP, a party of destiny and divine existence, a party established on honesty, transparency, accountability, equality, equity, justice, egalitarianism, respect, diligence, service, global best practices, and by all means, the urgency of now. My role here today is to update you with our stewardship so far as we transit into another epoch in our journey. Our party was first conceived on the 16th of December 2016. We did some things differently from any other party in Nigeria, and in many respects we were the first in Nigeria. We threw our membership open. We documented our membership and made our numbers open to the world. We refused to cave in to the usual ways of doing things, which sees nothing wrong with lying to the world. We recognize the power of transparency and integrity and entrenched them in our culture. We involved everyone who chose to join us. We interacted, We created more than 250 WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups and counting. We listened to and replied hundreds of thousands of inquiries. We co-opted everyone's assistance and input in forming and building up the essential documentation, ideology, ethos, and culture, which form the superstructure of our institution. We are becoming Nigeria's model political party, setting records where our peers are still trying to mimic the old ways of doing things. We have followed global best standards and are doing very well at it. As we gather today, we all just ought to conduct ourselves with the highest levels of decorum and to remember our respect ethos. We are very big on respect in ANRP. Mutual respect, respect for authority, respect for humanity, respect for our resources, respect for everything. That is why we did not paste the whole of town with our posters. We're environmental friendly as well. Thank you. Our conduct towards each other and the outside world is what tells us apart from those who have not joined the party. We shall be electing national officers today and setting the standards for all our states, local governments, and wards to follow. We're building a foundation. In a few weeks' time, we will be commencing state congresses, and the processes will be repeated. We seek everyone's cooperation. As you can see, we are not like other parties. It is also important to note that our national ESCO members are not paid, not even sitting allowances. This is a sacrifice. All roles are performed pro bono, on a pro bono basis. The same situation is maintained at other levels till further notice. We have put everything you see here together on a shoestring budget, and I've had to negotiate every expense item down to the bone in order to make this happen. We are making a statement, even with the choice of this location, Eagle Square. But we are not arrogant about it. We have done our best within our limit to assist most of our members to come from the state and from Abuja and its environment. And we have had to appeal to our senses of responsibility, patriotism, and sacrifice. We do not have access to state funds or taxpayers' money like some other parties. And if we do, we do not believe in spending such monies cavalierly on party affairs as has been the practice. To bring each person from outside Abuja to this venue and back has cost the party an average of 20,000 naira, including cost of lodgement and feeding, at least some feeding. It has been an arduous task for the organizing committee and our treasury to handle. A party's culture and general society. Let me remind us, we are going to get a copy of this speech if we want it, perhaps before we leave here today. One of the core lessons we have learned in this journey so far, is that the political party will usually export its culture to the larger society if it is given a chance to form government at any level, or if it wins any position. This underlies the importance of political parties. The several travails, challenges, and trials of Nigeria under its staggered democracy since independence can be directly linked to the cultures of its ruling parties. We must guard our party's culture of honesty, transparency, simplicity, frugality, friendship, cooperation very jealously, because we are the custodians of this culture. This party must never become another rancorous, ego-driven party where members spend most of their time plotting against each other rather than planning on how the nation can forge ahead through the ability of the party to generate implementable ideas and follow through. The political space in Nigeria is therefore in a total state of chaos as we speak. We need to note that another of our first. We are the first party, aside from the large duo, to hold our national congress in this location. We have not hired any crowd who are working. We have not had any crowd, but we are working with members from all over Nigeria. You will not find anyone after this event complaining that they were picked from the roadside and were promised some money You will not find anyone like that. We don't have any money to give anyone. It will take some time, however, for a new political culture to sink in Nigeria. And the poverty level is shocking, as our people have been dehumanized, but we have started the journey. More so, we are the first party in Nigeria to conduct elections of national officers immediately after being certified by INEC.
Yeah,
Some people take delight in nitpicking and hair splitting and are asking for the impossible. We are not interested in kowtowing to every demand by our traducers, but we have embarked on a journey here. They say the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago, but the next best time is today. Today, we have commenced the journey of building the foundations of the party by establishing our national ESCO on a sound footing. Part of our regulators' concern about existing parties is that most of them are still running with interim national ESCOs years after they were certified. The officers of most parties are just sitting tight. Their parties have therefore refused to grow. Some people are talking about mergers and acquisitions and coalitions. Our belief in ANRP is that a party, just like any institution, is judged by the size and quality of its balance sheet and cash flow whenever coalitions and mergers are being discussed. The asset side, okay, the asset side of a party's political party's balance sheet consists of its membership base, okay, consists of its structures, especially properly elected officers, as well as branches. It consists of its goodwill and its culture. The cash flow status of a party is the ability to generate funds based on its balance sheet structure. A party that does not establish among its members the need to chip in and ensure that the party is afloat has missed the road. Many of such parties are still begging government and begging INEC for funding on one hand, while on the other hand, they resist any attempt for the regulators, INEC and co, to rate them and withdraw their licenses when necessary. We are not one of those. At ANRP, we have seen far ahead and will be standardizing and intensifying our cash flow drive through our crowdfunding initiative so as to continue our trajectory of growth. And on that note, I thank those who have donated their hard-earned money to make this a reality. We urge members of the public who are watching from afar to come closer and be part of this great movement. Nigeria has absolutely no time again to waste. The society and the economy, and I'll soon be done. ANRP is a national party. We must note that. We believe in the unity, not the disintegration of Nigeria. We believe that we can still make Nigeria work and take its pride of place in the Committee of Nations. We believe that insincerity and selfishness is at the bottom of many of the existential crises that Nigeria faces today, and that good governance is a sure panacea. For example, all the insecurity issues that we have. We believe that Nigeria can be a much better country to live in our lifetime, and that like China and India, the world's most populous countries, Nigeria too can begin to take millions out of poverty. We believe that taking millions of Nigerians out of extreme poverty can only make our nation a lot more prosperous. We believe that Nigerians could be a lot more productive than we are presently, and we are prepared to work towards that. We believe that it is unacceptable for 83 million out of 180 million Nigerians to live in extreme poverty, or for 15 million Nigerian children to be out of school. We believe that Nigeria can take 50 million people, 50 million of its citizens out of crass poverty in the next 4 years of committed, selfless, visionary, and truthful leadership at all levels. We believe that Nigeria can drastically cut the waste of public funds, for which it is globally famous, and that our citizens can be shown the beauty of fulfilling their obligation to the society in which they live by being good citizens, by refraining from vandalization of public property, by paying taxes, rates, fees, fines, and all that is due to society, and by being their brother's keepers. We believe that the same blood flows in our veins irrespective of our ancestry or our religion, that we are one before God, and that we are united by our humanity. We believe that Nigerians need to elevate, therefore, their humanity, we believe that leaders must lead by example, because anything aside from that is self-deceit. We believe. And so, as we deliberate, conduct our elections, entertain and get entertained, interact and meet with friends from all over Nigeria, and also ruminate and meditate about the state of our nation, I welcome us once again and invite us to consider the enormity of the tasks on our shoulders, not only as ANRP members of Nigeria's first force political party and new beginning, but as mere citizens of a country flailing in crisis, reduced in the eyes of the world, infamous for its underachievement, its compromises, and its letdowns. I urge us all to have in our mind the urgency of now, the immediacy of personal sacrifice, and the audacity of our legitimate aspirations for a Nigeria that simply works. We are Abundant Nigeria in our party for a reason. We know that Nigeria is abundant in material, natural, and most importantly, human resources. We believe that everything Nigeria needs in order to be great and for its people to command respect in the Committee of Nations is in this square today. It is in Eagle Square today, everything we need. We believe our best products are here. Our best ideas are here. Our best innovation is here. Our best thinkers are here. Our best artists are here. Our best scientists are here. Our world changers are here. Our world beaters are here. And I must tell you, ANRP is Nigeria's largest gathering of talent. We have so much creativity going on. I urge us all, therefore, to always think of being part of the solution, not always part of the problem and merely complaining. To be ready to make the necessary personal sacrifices for our nation, for humanity, and for God. I urge us all to do this, for we are the ones we and our nation have been waiting for. Go forthwith, and renew Nigeria into its default state of abundance. I thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Abundant Nigeria.
This is our own.
ANRP.
Abundant Nigeria.
ANRP. Abundant Nigeria.
This is our own.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, put your hands together for Mr. Tope Fashwa. Nice speech, sir. All right, Mr. Pelomi.
That an abundant Nigeria is possible. The resources to achieve that dream lies with us. All we need to do is to take that consistent positive action, which we have already begun, by joining ANRP to ensure that that dream is achievable in our lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dabiri. We're very grateful.
The situation in the country does not know if you are a man or a woman. It doesn't care if you are tall or short. It doesn't care where your geographical location is. Everyone is equally affected, and as such, we must put in equal effort to rebuild this nation. We have started, and we mustn't stop. When you leave this square today, you must be telling somebody about ANRP. Let us start to grow our numbers. The number of believers in a new Nigeria. If you are here today, it means you are a believer in a new Nigeria. A new Nigeria is possible. A Nigeria where there is 24-hour power supply. A Nigeria where our health system works. A Nigeria where our educational system works. A Nigeria where we believe in our leadership. A Nigeria where the followership has a say. A Nigeria where there will be no poverty. A Nigeria of our dreams. We can build it together. No one is going to hand it to us. We have to build it.
This is ANRP. We do our things. We do not insult anybody. We deal with the issues. We have fuel crisis. We don't have the time to go talking about the problem. we've profiled the solution. If the federal government wants solution to the fuel problem, let them go to ANRP website. We have already posted the solution there. They can read it free of charge. We are not charging them. Our intention is not to do things for the credit of it, but to do it because it is doable, to show that the black race is not just black in the brain. We are not black in the brain. We are smarter than any other race in the world, and that is why everybody fears Nigerians.
ANRP.
Abandon Nigeria.
Abandon Nigeria.
This is our own.
I can hear you. ANRP.
Abandon Nigeria.
Abandon Nigeria.
This is our own.
This is our own. Are you sure? I can't hear it. This is my own. This is your own, and this is everybody's own. So please hold it tight. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, like they always say, history begins with small beginnings. So with this little step, as little as it may seem, it's a giant one if you ask me. Let's believe in it. Let's go out there and promote it. And let's see it through. They say whatever is worth doing well. So I'm going to call all members. Please, let's go there and promote the gospel of this political party. And I wish us all a safe trip back to our various locations. Thank you all.
Ebere, Secretary Serkin Yakin Motasan Nigeria, then me, you call me Serkin Yakin Motasan Borno. Thank you very much.
I'm a man of few words. What I would say is that we're working, and we're working hard. You get the message. ANRP. Abandon Nigeria. ANRP. Abandon Nigeria. You get the message. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Omele.